definitely didn't have electricity in 2002. That's how it was. That's how it was, don't you know? We're just all fucking free-forming and free-for-alling, man. You can do this shit every time, bro. Good lord. You better fucking be excellent. If it knows what's good for it. If you know what's good for you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, your host, with the very most, the Gaming Skeleton, and welcome to another exciting episode of Let's Talk. As always, I'm joined with my co-host and partner in crime, Lil G. Tonight we have some topics to discuss because, by God, first and foremost, let's continue talking about the Iranian rescue that happened. So one of our military's jets, I think it was like an F-7, something like that, got shot down in Iran. And Trump said, "Alright, men, we've got the most important soldiers somewhere in Iran, and they need to be saved." You know what? U.S. military went out there, and they fucking saved their asses. Because United States is number one. Yeah, I'll read about it to you. There's an Air Force officer whose fighter jet had been shot down in Iran was rescued by Special Operation Forces in a risky Saturday night mission that took commandos deep in enemy territory. President Trump said on social media earlier on Sunday the rescue followed a life or death race between U.S. and Iranian forces that stretched over 2 days to reach the injured airman, who is a weapons system officer. Current and former U.S. officials said. In the end, Navy SEAL Team 6 commandos extracted the officer in a massive operation that involved hundreds of special operation troops and other military personnel. There were no U.S. casualties among the rescue team. Mr. Trump said all the commandos and the weapon officers returned safely. A senior U.S. military official said rescue planes flew the injured airmen to Kuwait for medical treatment. "We got him," Mr. Trump exclaimed in a social media post. "The brave warrior was behind enemy lines in the treacherous mountains of Iran, being hunted down by our enemies who were getting closer and closer by the hour." Mr. Trump said that the rescued officer, an Air Force colonel, had sustained injuries, but he will be just fine. It was an F-15E Strike Eagle. That's what kind of plane it was. But yeah. That was a hell of a rescue from America. 1 point for USA, 0 points for Iran. Keep them coming, boys. We'll keep them flying right back at you. Is there anything you'd like to add, Little G?
I think that war is war and shit happens sometimes. You just gotta roll with it.
I completely agree. As it says in the Fallout game, war never changes. And that's the solid truth. And that's the bottom line, because the gaming skeleton said so. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more exciting content. Been working on trying to get another gaming video up, but it's just been crazy with the holidays and everything, so I'm gonna be working on that one. Also, as dumb as it is, and as much as I refused it, I will be making a TikTok for this channel to kind of expand my viewers to other platforms other than just YouTube. I almost have that weird taste in my mouth. I never know what that is. Say that you're flatulent. I don't know why. I just thought of like these Pepto-Bismol commercials that used to come on TV when I was younger. I remember like this guy was having like really bad problems with gas, and like everything that the lady was telling him was like making him like even more sicker and sicker, and he's just like, oh God, just make it stop. This thing just refuses to. Alright, now comes the time of the Let's Talk session where we take a chill pill of some sorts. So, as that's going on, use the window capture. as we take a little chill pill, we're gonna show you a Fox News report about the rescue. It's 7 minutes long, so that should be long enough for you to enjoy. Let's pause the music and let's listen.
He was out there for 36 hours, escape and evasion, putting into effect what he learned at SEER school. And then at the same time, the CIA is tracking Iranian security forces, their movements, their efforts to find and fix the location of our airmen. And then at the same time, running this deception operation, an extraordinary operation. I've heard it referred to as looking for a needle in a haystack. I think it's more like a needle in a stack of needles. Extraordinarily difficult.
The U.S. retrieves a weapons system officer from deep inside Iran after his F-15 Strike Eagle was shot down early Friday. President Trump hailing it as one of the most daring search and rescue operations in U.S. history. The remarkably complex mission involving an elite special operations unit and an elaborate CIA diversionary plot. Here to break it down, former U.S. Navy Lieutenant Commander Tom Sauer. Tom, it is a joyful Easter Sunday for the family of that colonel who is now safe and really all Americans. It's an extraordinary move to be able to pull this off.
Yeah, that's right. Thanks for having me. And yes, Christ is risen. Also, we got a little bit of a Easter miracle ourselves early this morning. And to give you an idea about this is that like when a plane is shot down like this, the war is essentially paused, and then all efforts, this is at Central Command headquarters, this is at the Pentagon, the White House, everything becomes laser focused on recovering those airmen. And that one particular, the Wizzo, who was missing for 24 or 48 hours. And the guys doing it is like, yes, the Navy SEALs get an awful lot of attention these days. But one other component of this is our Air Force pararescuemen. And I had the real pleasure of working with those guys for a couple of years while we were attached to a similar special operations unit based out of the Pacific. To give you an idea of these guys, there's fewer than 300 active duty pararescuemen. Right there. I mean, they're a very, very small organization, and they've got the highest attrition rate anywhere in the military. We're talking 90% attrition. And so, like, not only are they the best combat medics in the world, they're the core of what's called the Guardian Angel weapons system, right? Which is the Air Force's, it's a non-aircraft based, human based weapon system dedicated solely to combat search and rescue. And they integrate with the helicopters, the C-130s, the HC-130s. And then we obviously, as we know, there are A-10s involved on scene to basically destroy anyone and anything that is a threat to our downed airmen or to our PJs. And obviously the CIA, hey, hats off to them. They did an amazing job. And so, the war was just paused once that air crewman, those guys went down, and everything focused on that. So it's exactly what they're trained to do. It was their Super Bowl. I'm a little jealous, to be honest, because it sounds so exciting, and just love the opportunity to be able to gas those guys up because they don't always get as enough credit as they should sometimes. So, and their big motto they talk about all the time, it's these things we do that others may live. They're absolute heroes, and I'm insanely jealous of those guys right now. And so really proud to have worked with them.
Yeah, absolutely. When you say 90% attrition rate, you're talking about the fact that 90% of the people who apply to become one of those rescue officers, they don't make it.
That's correct. Yeah, that's absolutely 90%. And I went through dive school with those guys, all that stuff. It's insane.
Brigadier General John Teichert says it is those combat search and rescue folks who are the real heroes of this story. Listen.
You know, fighter pilots have heroes too, and they're the personnel that do combat search and rescue. And on our worst day, on their worst day this weekend, they came through in spades with a daring mission that got back both the pilot and the weapons systems officer.
I mean, I know after the pilot was rescued fairly early on and the weapons systems officer, the Wizzo, as you put it, was not located and you know, the hours dragged on, it was looking a little bleak, at least to me. But obviously, he put himself in a position to be rescued, and the crew went in and got him.
Absolutely right. And the thing is, this is one of those things that we always talk about, that, you know, when it comes to situations like this, you very rarely do people, you know, rise to the occasion. You sink down to your lowest level of training. Right. And so the thing is, though, is that like these guys were trained so well. You know, you probably heard before that they all went through, you know, SEER school, you know, survival, evasion, resistance, and evacuation. I think I might not remember. Yeah, escape. Thank you. And so then, you know, but these guys went through all this training, and this is something that Air Force Pararescue, all of our special operations guys work so hard and train to do all the time. This is what they're absolutely built for. So, I mean, they're so incredibly impressive guys, and I love serving with them.
It is ironic that a disaster in the Iranian desert 46 years ago is what led to the formation of the rescue crews who were so successful in these two rescues. Listen to Brent Sadler here.
The last time the U.S. military tried something like this was almost 26 years ago in Operation Eagle Claw to rescue over 50 American hostages that had been held for over 400 days at the time in April of 1980. Again, in Iran, but that ended in disaster. It resulted in a lot of inward introspection of the military, the creation of Special Forces Command, as well as what we have today, the joint service that we appreciate, and the integrated military service operations that we benefit from. And certainly this mission is I think, a reflection of that.
Final thoughts, Tom.
Hey, my buddy Brent is absolutely correct, right? I mean, that is why we have the Joint Special Operations Command. And that is, you know, the 3-star command that is over, you know, these other very tier 1 units that, you know, we don't officially acknowledge their existence of. That's what created it. It was a massive failure that happened during the Carter administration. And we just didn't have the right people, the integration, and a lot of the technology. And now one thing I learned when I got involved in all of this, when I got all the read-ins and everything, is wow, there is a very impressive large organization that is well manned and well funded, and they are some of the very best that our country has to offer.
And we are grateful for their work and their service. Former Navy Lieutenant Commander Tom Sauer. Tom, thank you.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube, and catch
Absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely motherfucking phenomenal. Those guys are heroes indeed. I do agree with what that guy said. They are heroes, and they should be given a definite medal and a spot in the Military Hall of Fame, because that is some bravery and some treacherous mission doing that they did. Alright, let's swap gears here, and let's move on to our next topic, which is the Artemis launch. According to NASA and all this other crap, we have set a record of being basically claiming the first humans to really, the first people to really be outside the atmosphere of space.
Right.
You know what? There's always going to be two sides of the spectrum, and I'm going to be one of those people that say it's full cock of bullshit. We already faked one moon landing. Who's to say we're not faking anymore?
I don't know if you want me to actually with you, Ken, but the moon is not an actual object. visited. The moon is... It's a massless object. It's not anything that you can stand on. It's literally a ball of light. There's nothing there. It's not a rock. It's literally a ball of light. That's all it is. You can't go there, so yeah, it was faked.
If the moon is a ball of light, how come we can see its craters? What would you call that then?
The way it's designed.
Well, I do believe in space rocks. I believe space rocks exist. Moon is described as a lesser light created to rule the night rather than a rocky reflective sphere. So then explain how we can see the moon during the day. Just like how they say they got caught images of Earth. I don't think those images are real. I think that's all like a green screen. How do we know that the moon isn't made of cheese? What if it were made from spare ribs? Would you eat it then? Heck, I know I would. Heck, I'd go back for seconds and then finish it off with a tall, cool Budweiser. You know, they say in space, no one can hear you scream. Space. The final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. To go to places no man has ever gone before. Talk Radio has been sponsored by D's Nuts. Alright, but now, since we did it for the rescue, let's go ahead and do it for Artemis as well. So we're gonna keep on chilling out over here and we're gonna take a look at the Artemis mission. Broadcast. A lot of 2-minute segments. I don't want to watch no 40-minute segment.
Well, tonight, the Artemis II crew is closer to the moon than ever before. They've also captured this new photo of the far side of the moon. CBS's Mark Strassman is at the Johnson Space Center covering it all. Mark, good evening.
Good evening, Jerika. Along with looking out the window, the crew has been taking pictures using a digital camera and a 400mm long lens. And what they have seen has stunned them.
It's incredible. Wow.
With a view like this, you could hear it in their voices. One of Easter's timeless themes, gratitude.
It is phenomenal, and the moon we are looking at is not the moon you see from Earth whatsoever.
It's day 5 for Artemis II's test flight, and we had the chance to ask the crew, then 180,000 miles from Earth, what all of us have wondered.
We've all watched a waxing moon from Earth. What's it like to watch the moon grow from space?
We were catching glimpses of the far side, the side that you can never see from Earth. It just looked different out the window, and that is wild. It just really put our place in the universe in perspective.
Tomorrow night, the Orion capsule will loop around the moon's far side, setting a new distance record from Earth. For a time, NASA will lose all communication with the crew. 40 minutes of radio silence. But no one's worried.
We'll take a break, a breather, probably, some good, times to reflect, and we'll meet them on the other side.
Love yourself and love others.
The crew also wished everyone back on Earth a happy Easter.
Do you have a message you'd like to share from space about Easter Sunday?
You guys are talking to us because we're in a spaceship really far from Earth, but you're on a spaceship called Earth that was created to give us a place to live in the universe. Trust me, you are special. in all of this emptiness, whether you believe in God or not, this is an opportunity for us to remember where we are, who we are, and that we are the same thing, and that we got to get through this together.
That message from Glover has resonated. NASA posted it to all of its social media platforms, and Jerika, it's already been viewed almost 19 million times.
I believe it. I could see why. Mark Strassman, thank you.
See, we're already taking a step in the wrong direction. You heard that comment, right? We want to see humans on Mars. We're done as a society, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. That's gone on for quite a bit now. I think we've kind of got the gist of it. But yeah, that's just how the cookie crumbles, you know? I don't believe a word of it. I know a lot of people say, well, you're just a conspiracy theorist. You don't have a proper opinion. You need to look at the facts. No. I can see the facts right there in front of my face. Here's the problem. Technology was already advanced in the 70s. Whenever they claimed to try to go to the moon the first time with the Apollo 13. It's bullcrap, everybody. Quit falling for Ondor's lies. It's just not worth the fucking effort, man. It's just not. We're gonna go ahead and move on to our last segment because we're starting to run out of steam. In the final part of the segment, we're gonna talk about late night planning. Oh man. Now, when I talk about late night planning, it doesn't necessarily mean just like trying to figure out your night if you're working at night or whatever, which that can definitely be part of late night planning, but it's also some people just don't have a plan. For example, I work in the food business industry, and a lot of these people out here just think it's completely okay, completely just fine, normal, they'll be alright with it kind of attitude to order late night shit, especially when you're getting ready to close down shop. Sure, as a customer, you're getting your pleasure because you get your food before the store closes, but you've now put those basically employees in a imperiled prison because now they have to stay longer to try to clean everything up because they can't clean things up whenever they've got to make things. So it kind of becomes an impossible process. All I'm saying is plan your food time a little better. If you know a company, if you know a business is going to close at midnight, try to plan on, if you're going to have a late night food run, try to plan on making it like an hour before they close, not 5 minutes, because you're just making an ass out of yourself. Can't we all just get along? Oh. It's a quote from Planet of the Apes. Know your facts, scrub.
This has been one hell of a journey. Had a lot to talk about tonight. As far as the rest of the discussion goes for night planning, just plan better, people. That's all I gotta say is plan better. Plan ahead of time. Know what you're gonna do in advance. Especially if you already know ahead of time that you're gonna want to be hungry, this and that. Plan ahead. Because night planning is a lot more difficult than daytime planning, because with daytime planning, you have a lot more time throughout the day to get what you need to get done, and businesses are still going to be open for a little bit longer. Nighttime planning, it's a little harder because the only businesses that are going to be open after hours are going to be gas stations, and even then, overnight gas station visits, that's going to ruin their night. Because they got to keep that place fucking stocked and clean so you motherfuckers don't complain that they don't have a specific product in. Use your fucking heads. I can't stress enough how stressful it is to have to deal with the same bullshit over and over again just because there's no process of thought going on in half of people's minds. It's okay. The time will come, and then we will know the truth and what will really happen in this world, and we just gotta be prepared for it. And I'll be prepared for it with you. We're all in this together. Well, I think we're gonna probably go ahead and wrap things up here. We talked about some interesting topics today. We talked about these brave heroes of SEAL Team 6 that blew out the water with that rescue mission. Way to go, SEAL Team 6. You guys are the real heroes of the United States. Godspeed our U.S. military. We discussed Artemis and their fake space bullshit, because we all know we're never going to get to space, and we're never going to see life on Mars, and we're never going to live on Mars. Please don't make that little indie game that became a movie, Iron Lung, a reality. Don't be stupid. Think smart. Well, until then, we'll see you in another exciting episode of Let's Talk. I'm your host, with the most, the Gaming Skeleton, signing out. And just remember, don't make a jerk out of yourself. Thanks for watching.